So the last G80 from Genesis was fine. The styling was inoffensive, which is totally good for a vehicle you're trying to sell, but this is a fantastic looking machine. This is how you make a brand statement. This is the all-new Genesis G80. So you have the Genesis G70 to start, the sporty sedan. At the top, you have the flagship G90, the big dog, and now you also have an SUV in the GV80. The G80 slots somewhere in the middle, and slot it does well. This color is gorgeous, the wheel design is simple, but it's got the same elements that you see on the rest of the family, and it works wonderfully on this package. This is a lot of grille up front, but the lower grille design is excellent. They're throwing serious design at this thing without overdoing it, and that is very smart. They are cultivating brand image, and that couldn't be more important for Genesis. So your base engine is a 2.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder that's making 300 horsepower, and it's backed up by an 8-speed automatic gearbox. The more exciting engine is the twin turbocharged 3.5-liter V6 that makes 375 horsepower. Think of this as a luxury stinger when you opt for the V6. So the outside of the Genesis G80 is nicely sculpted. It almost has a slightly fastback sedan shape to it. And as I mentioned, this paint looks wonderful, but even cooler, move to the inside, open the door. There's an optional blue interior that looks amazing. And then it's complemented by this almost brownish trim to mix it up. And then you have a flat finish wood. Flat finish wood is always better than shiny wood. Metallic elements for the speakers and the grille surrounds and all the knurled buttons. Those are probably plastic, but they look nice. This is a wonderfully laid out cabin. It's smartly designed. It looks good too. Not enough people are paying attention to the design of the interior. You design the outside of a car and then the interior becomes a throwaway. Not so on the Genesis G80. So this cabin space is an excellent place to spend time. This lower screen for the climate controls is wonderful to look at. The display, the clarity looks great. The gauges have a 3D effect to them, which is really neat. And then you have this nice landscape laid out screen up here, which can display as much or as little as you want. The seats are super comfortable. Everything you touch looks and feels nice. And this almost crystalline effect around the knurled metal of the shifter, it has a nice heft to it when you twist the dial. And I like the steering wheel design too, which incorporates some of that blue and brown aspect into it. Now, how much is this going to cost you to get into one of these? The base price is just over $47,000. Add another $1,000 for destination. So that's a good place to start if you consider this competing against a BMW 5 Series, and it does, at least in terms of content and all that stuff. We can't tell you how it drives just yet. You can get that with a rear-wheel drive version, spend a little bit more and get the all-wheel drive version, and that is on the 2.5-liter turbocharged version. If you go all the way to the top of the mountain with the 3.5T and the fanciest package, you are starting at $65,000. A lot of money, but still, considering the competition, relatively a bargain. And with that 3.5-liter turbocharged engine, you can also still choose between rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive. So I'm thinking a rear-wheel drive spec car with the 3.5-liter T, that's nearly 400 horsepower. It's a beautiful interior. Why would you spend money for a 5 Series again? I mean, this is more interesting to look at. It has a far more interesting interior. It has great tech. It has great safety features. It has a better warranty to boot, and you save money, leave it in your bank account, and buy cooler stuff, more important stuff. This is a heck of a machine offered at a heck of a value. So Genesis is clearly on the track that Lexus took back in the day when it separated from Toyota to become its own luxury brand. And I think it's moving at maybe a quicker pace than Lexus did. They took their time, they built strong vehicles, and they took over a segment of the market. Genesis could really be doing that here, and we're seeing with vehicles like this G80, the entry-level G70. Now they have their SUV with the GV80. This is a strong-looking machine with a wonderfully designed interior and 2 great engine choices. And it's available at a price tag that makes sense for more people. What's not to like here?